'Cause I'll always have the story, but I won't always have you. Hey, it's Sabrina at Renewing Words, and today I'm going to start a reading vlog of me rereading the book of Form and Emptiness by Ruth Ozeki. This is one that I loved from a few years ago. I read this in 2022, and it was just a really magical experience about, I remember, like a boy and a library. It was really getting me out of my head, kind of thinking about, like, after my psychosis diagnosis, it was really hard to accept that the way my mind worked was just a little bit different from maybe some other people. So this is a really chunky book, but that is what I am gonna aim to finish in a timely manner, just not leaving too many gaps so that I can just absorb maybe beautiful language and the familiar language that I just love in Ruth Ozeki's writing. I just feel like it feels so soothing because it's so philosophical, and you really get to think about what it means to live, and that's the point of the book. Not escapism, but to feed your soul for whatever you need to do in the future of your life. Like, this is not real, but I am in real life. So I will update you in a bit. Hi. Today I am going to be starting a middle grade March vlog. And if you're wondering why I am talking so slowly, it's because I've been very addicted to making myself feel like I am in a huge rush lately in life, and I think that bleeds over for sure in my ability to speak coherently at a normal pace, and definitely watching other people's reading vlogs are enjoyable. Why am I still making grammar mistakes pursue, but you have probably forgotten my grammar error at this point, so should I care? I should probably edit it out if I were a normal person. I think I just need to continue. So those reading vlogs are enjoyable and they would probably be more calming if the person spoke slower and there were less cuts. Most people these days I know are watching YouTube at a higher speed, and that only validates my addiction to making myself anxious. I mean, keeping myself anxious by feeding my brain overstimulating I'm Sabrina, and today I'm going to start a reading vlog on the Share a Memoir, part 1. And whenever I pick up a memoir, I am simply fascinated by how the people put together all of the details of their lives in such an organized way. Are these all people who have kept diaries? How do they remember so much? I guess it's also the testimonies of other people who have been around this person to be able to make sense of all of the things that have happened in this person's life. So, yeah. I'm still deciding whether I am going to just stick to filming extremely short clips or talking really slow, or whether I'm gonna be okay with just filming a long clip and editing things out. I feel like I'm always scared of being cringe in any moment. So honestly, I could do any one of those as long as I'm being honest, being like, this is how I feel today. I don't want to edit stuff out. I want to talk slow or do short clips. That is not what is at stake in this life. I am also participating in middle grade March, but I'm gonna leave it out of this vlog because I want to have fun with it. I want to work on a project kind of in manageable pieces. I want to have this vlog dedicated to this share memoir that I'm reading so that maybe I can just chill and not be anxious about whether I should be making a video about a middle grade March, because I really don't need to put a ton of pressure on myself right now when it's only gonna feel really suffocating to me instead of something that is going to encourage me to actually learn things from books. So we have two separate projects. We have Share Memoir and we have the middle grade March. Times, they're changing and things are changing really fast, and I gotta have faith that the necessary changes are going to come through in time, and things that will stay the same will stay the same. Hello everyone, welcome to Renewing Words, the name that I would have changed if someone in my real life didn't say that they liked it. Oh my goodness, it's really windy, but that's really nice. There's a song people know, a lot of people know, called Blowing in the Wind, and the wind changes things around us, makes the little branches move around. So again, I am deciding to restart my channel, but did I really ever stop. Like I have like a year or maybe a few months break in between, but that doesn't really count as a stop, right? It's all part of my testimony, and I definitely need a better relationship with my past. Definitely seeing stuff on social media makes you very self-conscious, and comparison really hits you when you least expect it to hit you. And so I'll rewatch some of my old videos and I'll be like, oh, they're not as bad as I thought they were. Yeah, like I was hesitating a lot, and like every time I hesitate I kind of start flipping out, and my mind starts to protest, saying, oh, you paused for too long. And again, that's pausing for too long in between videos as well. And I'm holding up my camera with my arm so that I don't record too long or overthink, because I have my arm here and it'll get tired, and I don't want to talk for too long. I don't want to be chronically on my phone, because I do feel self-conscious with the fact that everyone these days is vlogging. I've been saying that sorta since years ago. Like, I think it's sort of strange the times that we are living in, and so let's continue to piece together this puzzle, do whatever, just report the changes that happen in our lives. And I today am restarting the channel because no matter how many times I've paused thus far, I still kind of want to return to books. Like, I'll have like a million ideas that I have for like a day or two, but I really do want to talk about books, and I feel like that's my most sustainable niche right now. Like, no matter what kinds of books they've been, like, I've always felt like that was the niche that I want to do. And honestly, it doesn't matter. There are a lot of things that God decides, seeing that we are fallible human beings, and there's a lot of things that we just simply must forgive ourselves and let go of these mistakes, that the Lord knows that we have these flaws in our beings, and He can make a way for us. So anyhow, it looks like a beautiful day, and I don't know what is going to happen today. It's been a long time since I've really admitted that, and sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to give up my plans. But every day we wake up anew and have new ideas and new trains of thought and new energy and inspiration to continue on old trains of thought that we'd abandoned and never thought we'd pick up again. So I trust that this little video diary will go to good use and that anything said, even if I forget it, will be okay in the end. Hey, welcome to Sabrina's Stressful Hobbies, and let's have some fun here instead of being trapped in our own little heads. So right now I'm starting a reading vlog. I want to read from some of the books that I have on my shelf that are from local writers, and some of them I've started, some of them not. For the ones that I've started, I want to just keep on reading and then start from the beginning until the place my bookmark is, because even though I read the first little bit probably months ago for a few of these, I still don't know if I have the patience and the will right now to reread the beginning. So I'm going to trust that it's going to be okay, because I've started series from the second book before. Namely the Selection series by Kira Cass. I've started from the second book. And I also just finished Followers by Megan Angelo, and I'd say I really loved it, but while I was reading it, I had such a hard time trying to talk about it. Well, at least I tried. I feel like reading vloggers are never very good at describing books, and even when they are, they're very dependent on their own perspective, even if they're very aware of it, like whether or not they are aware of it. They're talking from their limited perspective. So I think I'm overthinking it when I try to describe books in a way. But I'd say, so Followers by Megan Angelo has great commentary about, I'd say, the consequences of this social media generation, where not everybody, but a lot of people idealize fame. And I feel like at some points in my life, I've also idealized fame, but this book breaks it down in a way that it shows a dystopian future of the ways that people are famous, they get famous, they have no choice but to be famous. Maybe you can see some of that in our lives now, which is very similar to the first, like the present timeline in this book. And then there's the dystopian, messed up world timeline. So after reading this book, I have more respect for people who choose to live their lives very, very privately and are satisfied with the very little notoriety they have. And I think that's all I'm gonna say without really telling you much about what the book is. I think it's better if I, for now, just describe the impacts of the book on me, because at the end of the day, I'm reading this benefiting or being harmed by whatever lessons this book will impart to me. So nice. And I'm gonna start with Heartfire by Eva Wool, and she is quite a well-known choir conductor in Vancouver, and I picked it up at the concert of one of the choirs that she conducted, and they happened to be selling her book. So this is a fantasy story. And yeah, this is where we're starting the themed vlog, because Followers was not from a local author, but it's fine because that book I do not regret reading at all, because it really reflects the reality of the global world and the internet. It was a book about the internet, which is pretty much available to people in a lot of places. I'm not saying the whole entire world, but it reflects a global reality. And so for the themed part of the vlog, I'm gonna be starting with Heartfire over here. Okay, I am suddenly having reservations about this plan that I've set into motion. So I'm a few more chapters through Heartfire. Yay! And what's good, the part that I'm on has dragons, and for the past few months, I've been really enjoying books with dragons again, getting back into the fantasy genre, and I think that's partly why I wanted to start with this book, start with a fantasy, because it's a genre I really liked as a kid. I would get really immersed into fantasy books as a kid, and as a young adult now, I feel like I don't as much read fantasy and enjoy it. So I'm still very much on a journey to see if I can get anything out of some good fantasy books, but I'm starting to think about, hey, why did I stop in the middle of this one? Maybe I wasn't in the mood for it, or maybe I wasn't going to enjoy it no matter when I picked it up. But this is what I feel like doing, is for some reason picking them up in the middle. And so just trying to remember bits and pieces of the details. Okay, this is me trying on my new sunglasses and realizing that no one can recognize me in them. What a fool. Most days, I barely remember what creative fashion choices I have decided upon that morning. So it goes. I have to be aware. Yeah, that person does not recognize me because I have sunglasses on. You think? I've been places you haven't, and I can't take control when I have it, and I have trouble breaking bad habits. Yeah, yeah, I've been places you haven't, and I can't take control when I have it, and I have trouble breaking bad habits. Yeah.